Okay, hi everybody. Karl and Samuel here at Escape, and this is June Q&A time on this very hot day. I think it's the hottest day we're going to have for the year. Well, the hottest day we've had this year.
Yes, we had a record yesterday, 140 years record in Chilliwack, I believe.
Ah, okay, good. And we're up to, I don't know what this is in Fahrenheit, but we're going to get to 45 Celsius today.
Yeah.
So someone will calculate that on their phone.
That's hot for Canadians.
That's very hot.
In a nutshell.
Very hot. Yeah, for sure. So hopefully we won't perspire too much in this. I'm going to take my hat off because it's just too much. So Q&A time, Samuel.
Yeah.
What have we got in from people? Just say a big thank you to everybody for contributing your questions into the forum. What we'll do from here is we'll take those questions as they come into the escapeforum.com, and we'll post those back into the frequently asked questions, and then we'll close them off so people have the very clear, succinct, clear answers to the questions that they have posed.
So we're starting with Diane L. Graham, and she says, Escape has already done one guaranteed delivery date pull-in. Any idea when there might be another one? Yep.
So the completion date revisions are in process. So we did one completion date revision initially, and we put that out to everybody at the same time. It was like it was an easy one because everyone at the same time. Then let's see who wanted to move, who didn't want to move, and then reconfigure everything from there to get into the second completion date revision. So there's two parts to this. We're now moving into completion date revision 2, and what we've started to do is focus very specifically on the people who are starting assembly in our production line in July, August and September. They're the three sort of big groups that we have, and we'll because some of those people never got touched in the first wave because they were generally earlier. Certainly the people who we had planned to finish in August were earlier, so a lot of them have come forward quite a bit. So we're starting there, and once we get those first few months completed, that takes care of all the early cases and starts to push us through a lot into Q4. Then we will look at an across the board release to everybody else
going forward.
And we're kind of timing this in a little bit with the pricing, the 2022 pricing change as well. So there's a bit of coordination work to do on our side. So it's coming, and it is getting better.
Good. And Diane has another question. Will Escape open up their showroom when the borders open again?
We will, but we plan to do it by appointment only. And the reason for that is it has been so successful with the trailer tours that we're doing, the one-on-one video tours that Harrison and Melissa have been doing with customers. Has become so popular now so that people don't have to travel, that we want to maintain a bit of time and privacy in the trailers for customers who are on phone calls or on the video call. So what we'll plan to do is sort of open the showroom up by appointment only at specific times, which I'm guessing at the moment is always going to be in the afternoon or something.
Yeah, probably we'll have it open for the morning, the showroom, and in the afternoon for the personal video tours. Currently the plan, we'll test it out.
And that's the plan. And most people, we've changed our showroom or our reception and stuff around quite a bit here over the last 12 months. So most people are seeing these on the trailer video tours, but if you want to come and touch and see and feel one, so if you're local enough, then totally fine. Make an appointment, come on in. I just want to make sure I have people here. Of course, the other thing is my configuration specialists, all still working from home for the most part, and so I need to pull them in to do the tours with you, so that you get the best experience.
Very good. Thank you, Diane. Great questions. Now, the next one here is from WJ Woods 01. That's his acronym.
Sorry, can I answer another? Can I answer a question that didn't get asked?
Yes.
There's going to be a question about whether we're going to reinstitute orientations, and the answer is no. We're not going to reinstitute orientations. What I found, towards the end of doing orientations the first time through, what we found was, people are sitting there for 2 hours. All they're thinking about is getting back across the border and getting set up for the next night. Didn't really have any value. And the reason I know it didn't have any value is because we would get all the same questions back again afterwards, even having told everybody all the information. Yeah. So it didn't, the orientations do not have value. Those long orientations we used to do. So we're getting rid of those. We're going to continue with what we've done with folks for the last year now, which has proved to be exceptionally successful, which is the online video side of things, and encouraging people to go and watch the familiarization videos and read the manual. And those two things together seem to have given people a lot more knowledge and education on the trailers.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you, Karl. Now here's a question from WJ Wood 01. When does the build sheet go in, and is that initiated by Escape, or can we submit it at any time? And he's got another comment here. Thank you. Although I am a while away from the guaranteed date, my experience with Escape so far has been phenomenal. Thank you very much for that.
Wonderful. So the build sheet, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm presuming Mr. Woods here is, unless it's Ms. or Mrs. Woods, but is further out in the process. So you, depending on how far out they are, they will have received maybe an options configuration sheet from you at this point, which may have had 2021 pricing on it. So let's just say, depending on where you are in the process, you can get your build sheet done really quite quickly, as soon as you want, really. Typically, we reach out to you, right? So, you know, we're now potentially out to people in April 22, is that right, Samuel?
Yeah,
March?
kind of March, April-ish.
March, April 22, potentially. Now, we don't have anybody nailed down yet because we don't have 2022 pricing and build sheets out there. So, although that's coming very quickly here in the next couple of weeks, we'll start getting a lot of those folks sorted. So we'll reach out to you. Now, we do have folks who want to reach out sooner and say, hey, I'm in 2023, I get it. I just would like to just get my options locked down. And if you have the opportunity to pull me forwards, then at least I'll give you my permission to do so. So, you know, I'd say no problem. I'd say reach out to us, the sales at Escape, and say, hey, I want to configure early. You know, let's get on with it, and we'll make that happen for them.
Thank you for that question. Next one up is Michael S78. I've seen a lot of articles and YouTube videos talking about supply chain issues with RVs lately, causing factories to come to a standstill. But I don't think I've heard Escape mention much about it being an issue for them. Is it something that mainly affects production of other types of RVs like motorhomes and stick trailers? And does Escape have any concerns about possible shutdowns coming up, or are the supply chains not as vulnerable due to more unique materials like fiberglass being used?
We have had our fair share of supply chain issues over the past 8 months now, 8 to 10 months. It really started for us back last November. It's when it started to hit us. So we've had our fair share of problems that we've had to deal with. I know you've been doing a lot with the ACs and the awnings and those ones. So we're not sheltered from these supply chain issues. I think, because I don't have the answer to this, I think being a relatively small manufacturer in the world of RVs, especially when it compares to stick builds. Remember, back in 2019, there was 275,000 bumper pulls sold in North America. And, you know, at that point, 2019, how many did we do? Maybe, I'm going to say we did 360 bumper pulls, and the rest were fifth wheels in that year. So we're really small, you know, in comparison to everyone else, which is kind of, you know, useful for us because we can overstock a little bit. And I sometimes feel with our vendors, which is very nice, they kind of see the smaller player in the industry, and, you know, where if they short one of the big guys by 1,000 units, well, it doesn't matter whether they shorted them by 700 or 1,000, they're still massively short. And maybe they send a few more our way just to keep us because we require less. So I've seen some of that happening. Doesn't mean we haven't had challenges though. Yeah. And will we have challenges? I hope not, but you know, who knows what'll hit us. And, you know, it certainly is significantly better for us now than we were facing, you know, certainly, you know, anywhere from 5 to 8 months ago.
And also there is maybe a benefit that we have these options. So for instance, if, you know, we had introduced the Coleman air conditioning, we had some issues there with supply. Now we can fall back to a Dometic air conditioning. So there's a bit of a fallback plan when it comes to that.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Another question also from Michael is, what can Escape tell us to alleviate any concerns about quality control during these times of heavy back orders? It must be very difficult to balance production speed with thorough quality control. Yet I figure most Escape owners would greatly prefer thorough quality control over getting their trailer faster.
Yeah.
Any info on the processes for quality control would be very appreciated and interesting.
So we build quality into the production line. It's kind of the preferred method is, see it and fix it there and then, or at least understand what the quality requirements are and then fix it there and then. So and when I think about quality, I don't think about just the visual or the aesthetic quality the person sees when they go into the trailer. To me, quality is all about process and getting things in the right place. So all the things that are even hidden behind the headliner, all the blocking, the wood that you don't see, the woodwork that basically creates the foundation and support for everything else that goes on top of it, that has to be quality checked, or it has to follow part of a quality process from the very beginning through to the end. And then all the pretty stuff we see on the outside is kind of what comes in as a result of having all the structure and foundation installed properly to the standards that we require, which is kind of where the quality side of things comes in. When it comes to so that obviously gets caught as we work through the production line, because if a piece of blocking is in the wrong place, then the kitchen countertop can't go in, or the shower can't go into the right place, so it's immediately caught as it works its way through the line. The one that's always more challenging is the visual, the aesthetics side of things. So we have a few different processes and catches in place for that. The first one is somewhere around you might say 75% of the way down the production line in the assembly process, we start doing the visual quality inspections on the trailer, and then the finishing and detailing work ramps up as it moves towards the end of the line. Right. So we'll have within the assembly production line itself, there is a very, very long detailed list of checks that we do, and then we note all the defects and issues that we have, and then that moves through to the final stages where they go back and they do the rework. Now, rework from any manufacturing perspective is something you absolutely want to avoid, hence build the quality into the production line itself so that you have better quality. So some of it's kind of, we call pokey. It's you can't build this if this isn't built correctly. So we catch it that way, and then the others is the visual stuff down the end. Now, one thing we then do is, so the trailer comes through the production line, it gets a final detailing within the production line itself. Then it comes off the production line and it goes into, we have a couple of bays here just before what we call pre-delivery inspection. And those bays are yet another check on the quality side, or the aesthetics and visual, so the quality side of things. So they'll do the rework as required there, fix everything up. And we also capture any issues that we've noted there and feed those back into the production line. So we have essentially a change request process. And that change request process is driven by sort of issues that we see after production, and we feed them back into production. The same happens when a customer receives their trailer. If a customer receives their trailer and they note something that they kind of go, oh, this doesn't look right, or this is definitely an error of some sort. So we take that and we feed that back into after sales, again, back into the change request process, back into the production line to improve. Now, anyone who's been involved in quality or involved in manufacturing knows it's not a light speed process to work your way through, right? You have to look at the issue, determine the root cause, go back, revise the specifications, the process, the work instructions, sort of test and validate, plan it, do it, check, adjust, sort of a process that we have within the production line to ensure that you sort of get that quality level up and maintain that the standard you expect. It's a very long-winded approach of saying we have lots of quality checks in place and we have lots of systems in place to ensure we can't build something bad on top of something that's not been built correctly in the first place.
Thank you, Karl. Great questions, Michael. Now, next one is Laurie Bone, and she's saying, from a previous video, you mentioned that the contemporary cabinets are painted maple and the paint color is Chantilly lace by Benjamin Moore. Does Escape apply some sort of a clear coat on the finished cabinets to help with durability of the paint?
So no, it's a two-part. So we do clear coat the wood, so the raw wood, as in the maple and the oak. When it's just maple or oak doors, they are all clear coated. The contemporary doors are painted twice. There's a 2-part painting process on those. The good quality paint seems to adhere very well, and hence no real need for a top coat clear coat on them. Certainly, I mean, I think if customers want to sort of get a brush or something and put a transparent clear coat on, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Thank you, Laurie. The next one is Pair of Kings, the acronym. Is it possible to get a list of the options that don't appear on the build sheet or build and price web page?
Easter egg list.
Yes. And he says here some examples I've heard about are wider rear seats, split cushions, and thicker cushions for the U-shaped dinette, the 21C. A factory installed lithium charger option for customers that want to add their own lithium batteries after they take delivery. Great
Absolutely.
question.
Yeah, Samuel and I have been working on this one for the last few weeks now, which is we've managed to, it's crazy, right? We have all these options, and then we have all the Easter egg options, and trying to lock them all down to say what are they all, so that we can go through it. So we're, I actually this morning I cleared it all up this morning, so I went through it with the production team, looking at all those Easter egg options that we have or can and can't do depending on where we are. There are some options we've done once, twice, 3 times, but it's like, oh man, they're an absolute nightmare to try and do, and you certainly wouldn't want to do them at any sort of rate. The chances of getting them wrong are really high, and so there are certain things we should not do that we currently do. So I'm in the process of removing those. Can you get that list? Yes, you will be able to get that list. In fact, we're going to build that list into our new Build Your Trailer tool. This new build Your Trailer tool, I'm going to say we're planning to validate here through July and August of this year with that tool. So customers may see this tool. So anybody who's definitely in January, I'm going to even say as far as February, we haven't fully decided yet, January, February 2022, build sheets. They're going to get the same process that we do today, which is straight up on the build sheets. But we are currently loading 2022 pricing up to the new Build Your Trailer tool, which is kind of like a car builder tool, but on steroids sorts, because we have so many options. And I'm hoping that we'll get out to people who are March, April 2022 folks coming here pretty soon, and that will have all the options, including the Easter egg list, so there in theory will not be any more hidden options, and gives customers the full bill of goods type things they can choose from, everything. Now that's going to lead to a little bit of what's the word, I don't say options paralysis, but there's a lot in there at the moment, and I may need to drop some of this down, but at the moment there's over 60 sort of Easter egg options, including things like filler boards and thicker cushions on the rear, and switching the dinette configurations in the 21s and the 19s. So they're all in there. Okay,
now this is not yet released. It is to come.
It is to come. Yeah, I don't have it yet. I mean, obviously the configuration ladies have these. They can go through people, and things like can you delete the range hood? Can I delete the cooker? Can I delete the sink in the bathroom? The only one that doesn't work on is a 21 Classic. These are all kind of deletes or adds.
Yeah. Right in there. Very good. Thank you all for those questions. I have a few topics that might be of value to you. One of which is our the Escape Forum.
Yeah.
Maybe just a few words.
Escapeforum.com.
Yeah, how that worked.
Yeah, so we launched escapeforum.com on around the 15th of June. So it's only been out there for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Right. Not very much, and we already have nearly 400 people signed up to be members of it. We're running this one slightly different, right? So it's not everything in here is a free for all.
Yeah.
Right. So the way we had a bit of a teething pains in the beginning with this, and I much appreciate there's a few guys, different handles there, so TDF Texas and Ranger, and also a few other folks I've been chatting with on the forum. But thank you very much for your contributions into the forum. So the purpose of the Escape Forum really is to, as much as possible, succinctly answer questions.
Yeah.
Right? So it kind of very much a directed, here's the question, here's the verified escape answer to that question. We post that question up and we lock it. So it's like, here's the saying the corporate line
Yeah.
on the answer to that question, so nobody can be in any doubt about what it is. So the way we kind of set this up is that we kind of treat it like an inbox.
Yeah.
You know, a person puts questions into the, you know, I have a question or I can't find an answer section. And the real nice thing about our forum tool is that if you try to post a question, that then there's something similar to that question, depending on the words you use in it, it'll bring up all the similar questions. So it'll make it easy for people to find the answers, or the answer maybe to the question they were trying to ask, but it was asked in a different way, in a different question. So that's it. You pop your questions into the I can't find an answer or I have a question section. We kind of use as a bit of an inbox. We sort of get your question, we go find the answer, we respond back to the person who asked the question, and we take that question and we'll move it from the I've got a question into the Escape verified Q&A section with hopefully a succinct answer plus images or whatever is required for it, and then we'll lock it off. We'll lock it off at that point. So that's kind of how we plan to use the forum from a management perspective of questions and answers. And then after that is you have the free-for-all sections for customers to come and
basically exchange thoughts. There's the section on the bottom of the page is for discussions among the owners. And just a little tip, maybe if you have a question and you feel like the answer doesn't 100% sit with what you need to know. Maybe it is a technical question. Then I would say just reach out to us via the usual email or phone, and then our service team can walk you through each step there. So rather than one question answer, next question answer, it might be best to just reach out directly. If it's
we always like to talk directly to you guys as much as possible. I know you spend a lot of time on the phone with people, so
that's right.
Really important to us.
So thank you everyone for your comments on that. We're enjoying that new forum. Virtual rally, very exciting. So we had this virtual rally now, what is it, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago now.
Roughly 2 weeks ago.
The 19th, wasn't it? So we did our first, and maybe our last, but we'll see. Hopefully things open up and we don't have to do virtuals again. But our first virtual rally on June 19th, I think we had nearly 80 people signed up for it. I think we were around 25 people sort of in the rally. And it was fun. It was very difficult from our side because we really have no idea what level of interaction people were having within the rally, because at the end of the day we set the rally up much more of as a for the customers so that they could interact with each other. And then of course we had some really great videos from Johnny Hung, Treat Hall and David Hendrickson, who provided us with their owners modifications videos. And then they hung around to answer questions on them. So they were really good and some great ideas, and really I think it shows what the art of the possible is with the trailers, just once you get them yourself, if you're handy at all with things. So that was really good. And those videos, I'm just hearing the whisper from behind the camera which says those videos are now up on YouTube, and thank you very much to David Treat and Johnny for allowing us to post those up to everybody to see. Now, one word of caution: all the modifications that the guys have made are not modifications that we're doing here at Escape, and there are some major differences you have to be cognizant of. One, when Johnny does his own installation, he's doing his own installation for him on one size of trailer that is configured a certain way where he can fit all his bits and bobs into. When it comes to us, we have to plan it for the thousands that are going to buy those trailers in all the different configurations. So it's a much, much larger task on the product management side and the configuration side to be able to build a lot of these modifications in to the trailers. At the end of the day, we have more personalization and customization than any other RV manufacturer out there, but yet even with that, you'll find there's probably still another 100, 200 modifications a person could make to the trailer themselves to make it their own. So the virtual rally turned out really good. I think we had lots of fun.
We had fun. It was good to reconnect with people that we met.
And I actually put the highlight reel up, didn't you? Yeah, so the highlight reel for the whole rally is up there. So we had a bit of a laugh. It was good fun. Okay, last one here, maybe a bit of a technicality. Lead time, we're currently in May 2023. So that means a deposit coming in today would see a completion date for May 2023.
This is for all trailers with the exception of the fifth wheel. The fifth wheel books August 23.
Yeah.
Maybe Karl, you can explain.
So the
that a
fifth
bit.
wheel, I can only build so many fifth wheels a week. I can't for a couple of reasons. One, I only have one mold on the fifth wheel, so I can't turn it fast enough to produce 10 fifth wheels a week type idea. And the other thing is a fifth wheel takes an awful lot more work. Probably why it's priced higher too. It's got a lot more work, a lot more materials in the fifth wheel, so I can't build them back to back either. So I have to space them out. So by virtue of the fact that the fifth wheels take more effort and they're spaced out, that's why they're showing now because August 23, because a lot of people want the fifth wheel.
Yes.
A lot of people want it. And getting a second mold won't fix the problem for me either. Although I am looking at a second mold, it won't fix the problem. The problem is the amount of work in the trailer putting it through production.
Okay.
Right, for sure. So that's that. There was a question I didn't answer. It was from somebody about lithium. Lithium battery. So a pair of kings around the factory installed lithium battery. So there is a lithium battery ready option that we have in that Easter egg list. So that's already in there. So you can have lithium battery ready. When you get lithium battery ready, it will come with the 12-volt battery in it. It's part of the price, if you like, for it all. It comes with the 12. And the reason it comes with the 12-volt battery is I want to make sure you have brakes on your trailer. Like say a person says, oh no, I'm going to switch out the lithium batteries the minute I receive it. I was like, well, what if something doesn't work and you still need to drive home? So I want to make sure you have a battery, because the breakaway and the brakes to your trailer must have a battery. You must have the battery in order for it to work. So they all come with a 12-volt battery. Then of course you can take it away and do whatever you want with that battery.
Yeah.
And put your lithium batteries in.
What else does the lithium ready package come with?
What else does the lithium ready package come with? It comes with the DC to DC charger, the
Converter.
12-volt battery. The converter is lithium ready for sure. What have I missed, Harrison? That's it. I got everything. Hey, winner. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that was all the
man, it's hot
questions.
in here. I'm feeling a little kind of it's draining the energy from me in this one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's it from our side. If you have any questions, please give us a call or send us an email to sales at Escape Trailer. Be happy to answer all your questions.
Yeah, so, okay, that's great, Samuel. Thank you very much. I think the next big video coming up will be 2022 pricing, right, and strategy for that. So we'll get that out in the next, probably the next week, within this week, or if not next week.
Okay.
And to everybody, it's Happy Canada Day on the 1st of July. That's for us.
Yeah.
And then to all our American friends, Happy July 4th. Okay, so we're Karl and Samuel at Escape Trailer, and we're built for you.